Hey guys, Dr. Ray here from Chiropractic Plus. I hope you guys are having a fabulous day. It's a great day here. But let me tell you something. We got a program coming up. It's called Humpty Dumpty Thyroid. Remember Humpty Dumpty's story? Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. That's what we did. And we found out the reason that Humpty Dumpty had his fall was because he had subclinical thyroid. Did you realize that 95% of the U.S. population has some type of a thyroid dysfunction in various types, and the majority of those, nearly 100% of women. Why? Nobody knows. But I had a professor when I was in school, you'd walk into the classroom, he would say, okay, woman walks into your clinic, and he would just stop talking. You say, okay, what type of anemia does she have? What type of thyroid problem does she have? Now, that's just the nature of the problem. But again, men, you're not obsolete as well. But you may be thinking, you know what? I don't have the trouble with weight loss. I don't have the thinning eyebrows, the hair problems, things they talk about with classic thyroid. But did you know that racing heart can be a thyroid problem? Slowing heart can be a thyroid problem. Weight gain, weight loss, joint pain, muscle cramps, muscle spasms, muscle weakness. It can have digestive issues, constipation, diarrhea. It can cause, the challenges are astronomical. And the reason, guys, is because the thyroid gland is considered the master gland. Why is it the master gland? Because it truly does something unique that you're going to learn about at the seminar. That thyroid hormone, the active form, plugs into the receptor site on the outside of the cell, then penetrates the cell, goes directly onto the DNA, and supercharges that DNA. And so it activates your body in a wonderful way. So if you don't get that, what's called the proteomic response, your body gets sick and sick and sick, and you don't know why. Okay, so I'm going to tell you that's just the beginning. So make sure you get your ticket to the seminar. It's coming up Tuesday, August the 13th at 6:30 p.m. So make sure you're there. Make sure you save that date and bring everybody in. If 95% of the U.S. population has this problem, shouldn't 95% of the U.S. population be there? That includes you, your friends, your loved ones, everybody. So get to the front desk, get that ticket, get it today, and let's save your life, guys, because thyroid problems are very devastating. We'll see you there. Take care. Bye-bye. No. Hey, Dr. Ray here from Chiropractic Plus. Hey, I wanted to talk to you guys for a moment about an event coming up. It's Humpty Dumpty Thyroid. It's coming up on August the 13th at 6:30 p.m. Make sure you march yourself up to the front desk and get your ticket now. Save that date. When you think about thyroid problems, you always think of the big goiter in the neck, and you think of the big eyes and the weight problems and all the things associated with that. But you know what most people look like with subclinical thyroid? Normal. They look completely normal. So it's critically important that you get your thyroid tested. Now, sadly, when you go to the medical provider, they run one test, TSH. That's it, thyroid stimulating hormone. Now, if it's too high, they say, you know what, your numbers aren't enough. We're going to give you some. If your numbers are too low, that means that you got too many, and we're going to cut your thyroid out. All right, that's the struggle. And worse than that, they use the biomarkers exclusively as a sign you're doing fine, and most problems are on a cellular level. And this is the frustrating part. They run the blood test, they do whatever they do, the numbers and biomarkers come back to normal, and they go, well, you're fine. You feel fatigue, joint pain, back pain, neck pain, anxiety. You have low T, you have estrogen imbalances, you have all of these other problems, and the doctor tells you, I'm sorry, you're fine. Your numbers are fine. You should be feeling fine. And you just say, okay, whatever, and you sit there and suffer. And it's because the problem is on the cellular level, the cell membrane. But the problem is he didn't run the appropriate tests. And it's not because he doesn't care. It's because he doesn't realize that the thyroid is more than that. Because there's 7 different tests that need to be run in order to determine what the thyroid problem is. But it's because he doesn't have the tools to deal with that. See, he's looking for the diseased thyroid and getting the biomarkers back to normal, where we're looking at why is the thyroid not working, repairing that, and watching your health restore and your energy come back and all of the clinical problems that you manifest. So what I want you to do is march up to the front, get your ticket. It's August the 13th at 6:30 p.m. Pick up that ticket, save that date, and let's transform your life. All right? We'll see you there. Have a great one. Bye-bye. Hi, guys. Dr. Ray here from Chiropractic Plus. I'm in the jungle here, it looks like to me, but it's underneath a beautiful little tree I'm sitting under. But I wanted to talk to you about our Humpty Dumpty seminar that's coming up. I'd like you to make sure you get your ticket to seminar, because we're not going to just talk about TSH, okay? Now, TSH is a critical component to the activation of thyroid hormone, but it's not the only test. And that's what we're going to talk about. So, for example, let's say hypothetically, okay, but the thyroid hormone is created, T4 and T3. That gets loaded onto a transport truck called thyroglobulin, okay? And that transport truck carries the thyroid hormone to its site. Now, once there's two hormones that offload the truck. And the problem, if you're dominant in one, but not the other, or vice versa, you either don't get enough off the truck or you get too much off the truck too fast. Either one creates too much T3, which is dangerous to the body and can kill you. So it's very important that we don't just basically create the basic thyroid hormone panel, TSH, and then give you thyroid hormone or kill your thyroid, but actually build the reason why that's happening and balance that out, because that can lead to all kinds of other health challenges. So we've got to get these hormones balanced out, and you're going to learn who those guys are at the seminar and how we're going to balance that out. So August the 13th at 6:30 p.m. is the seminar, Humpty Dumpty Thyroid. Mark yourself up to the front desk, get your ticket today, and bring everybody you know. Because in the prior video, we talked about 95% of the U.S. population having some type of a thyroid problem that can lead to basically what we think of as typical chiropractic thing: headaches, back pain, neck pain, nerve pain, joint pain, muscle pain, and all these things because of the turbocharged nature of the thyroid gland. So get that ticket, get to the seminar, learn, and let's transform your life. Sound good? I love it. Have a great one. Bye-bye. Hello there. Dr. Ray here from Chiropractic Plus. And we have a program coming up. Guys, it's going to be the best, most amazing seminar ever. I put a lot of energy into this to make it as simple as possible on an extremely complicated organ, the thyroid gland. It's called Humpty Dumpty Thyroid. So step one, pick up your ticket before you leave today. Stop by the front desk, tell the girls up there that you need a ticket to seminar. Now, it's coming up August the 13th at 6:30 p.m. Not what's so weird about the thyroid gland, okay? There's a transport truck. It's called the not transferrin, that's for iron, okay? Thyroglobulin, sorry, they have all these weird truck names. But that's what gets loaded up. So once that happens, it gets loaded on the transport truck and carried off to the end organ to plug into the receptor site. In fact, here comes a transport truck right now. Hear it? It's crazy. This town I'm in right now has so many trucks and so many trains, and it is nuts, all this stuff that's going on around us. Now we're backing up. Hear the backup truck? It's crazy. So I don't know. We'll just keep on rolling and rock with this. So let's assume hypothetically that the uptake, so the loading of the truck, has a whole bunch of capacity. What does that tell us? Well, that tells us that you aren't making enough thyroid hormone to load onto the truck. So that would indicate some type of a thyroid dysfunction inside. But what is it? Is it TPO enzyme? Is it that's thyroid peroxidase? Is it the actual conversion of organification of tyrosine and iodine to hook them together to make T3 and T4? Is that the problem? See, these are called MITs and DITs. Okay, sorry, MIT mono. Okay, and then di is 2, and you have T3 and T4. So a di and a mono equals a T3, which is active, and a mono or a di and a di makes a T4, which is the inactive form, which needs to be converted. You need that capacity storage for future use. See, all these things got to be taken into consideration. We're going to make it so simple. All you're going to need to do is checkbox. This is me. That's me. This is me. And then when you get done, you'll pick up the necessary supplements and the eating strategies and the activity strategies to make sure that sucker's working right, and more critically, making sure that nerve is connected. So pick up your ticket to seminar. It's coming up on August the 13th at 6:30 p.m. the Humpty Dumpty Thyroid. Make sure you're early because we always have some fun stuff at the front end to kind of make fun of the whole thing to make it as simple as possible. So pick up that ticket. Let's make sure that your thyroid globulin molecule is adequate. You have enough of it, that you're loading it properly, you're carrying it to capacity, you're offloading it, you're activating it. So that's how this whole thing works. So make sure you pick up that ticket today. Don't procrastinate it. It's coming up 6:30 p.m. August the 13th. See you there. Bye-bye. Hey guys, Dr. Ray here from Chiropractic Plus. And I was actually looking at this old grill right here. Look at that sucker right there. Look how beat up that thing is. Man, it's beat up, it's old, it's rusted. Literally, I'm sure it's not doing its job. Well, we have an event coming up. It's called Humpty Dumpty Thyroid. It's coming up August the 13th at 6:30 p.m. And we're going to talk about the different patterns that occur with thyroid conditions. So what we want to do is we want to fix the thyroid. We don't want to mask or cover up the problem. So it's critically important that we come to this event. Now, there's a pattern that we have. So let's say hypothetically you run the testing and find a thyroid problem. Well, what is it? What is the challenge? Perhaps it's an axis problem, okay? The hypothalamus secretes something called the thyroid releasing hormone that plugs into the pituitary gland that makes the thyroid stimulating hormone that stimulates the thyroid to manufacture the hormones. Kind of complicated, isn't it? Well, perhaps that is an axis problem. And it could be an axis-atlas combination here, neurologically speaking, to make sure we address it here. But it's also important that there's a certain amount of nutrient that's necessary to make this thyroid problem, that axis problem, because it's called Thyraxis is the name of the supplement. But do you have that? I don't know. Do you? How about if we find out by coming to the seminar August the 13th at 6:30 p.m. and we'll fix the axis issue. All right? So whatever that might be. If that is the problem. If it's not, we'll find the next one or the next one or the next one. We're going to walk through step by step by step to make it so simple that anybody can do it. So we're going to make sure that happens for you. August the 13th at 6:30 p.m. Get your ticket and let's transform your world. Sound good? Have a great one. Bye-bye. Hey guys, Dr. Ray here from Chiropractic Plus. Humpty Dumpty Thyroid. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall and had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put him together again. You know the rhyme. The problem is they couldn't put him together. They called me on the job, found out it was a subclinical thyroid, and we fixed them. So that's coming up August the 13th at 6:30 p.m. But I want to talk about something that happens. It's somewhat rare, but it does happen. Let's say hypothetically, you go through the entire seminar and you say, this is me, and this is me, and I'm really going to find out for sure. We're going to run all of the panel that'll be on special for the seminar. So you run the thyroid panel, not TSH, not just one, but 7 different tests. We run it, we get it back, and we find it negative. All the tests are fine. That's because of something called the great mimic. It mimics thyroid disease. And we're going to learn about that at the seminar on August the 13th at 6:30 p.m. So the only way to know that is to get your ticket, march up to the front, and let's find out if you have the great thyroid mimic. Maybe you've been taking thyroid hormones and getting no improvement. Maybe you've been suffering from any number of pathologies because the thyroid is the master turbocharger that's not working right, and that's a pathology, or who knows, whatever it might be, but the tests come up negative, so it doesn't appear to be thyroid. It's because of the great mimic, and we're going to talk about him and other things at seminar. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Again, August the 13th, 6:30 p.m. We will see your smiling face there. Have a great one. Bye-bye.